So without wasting much time, let's dive into the software estimation. So what does really software estimation mean? So when we talk about estimation, it's about having an idea. What is estimation? So you can have a look at estimation in several contexts. It could mean not just software, but you could mean something like, for example, if you want to build a house, you need an estimation. If you want to build a platform, you need an estimate for some digital platform, you need an estimate from the IT development team. If you want to do any piece of work, you first need to have a plan and a goal. So the basis for all of these is basically the estimation in terms of how much time it would take, what is involved, what are the resources required, and how can we approach that. So that's the fundamental aspect of it. So if you ask me what is estimation, it can be called as a rough idea of something. It could be a very high level plan. Somebody say, can we approach it in this way? So an estimate or a blueprint for a house, for building a house, you can actually have an estimate of that. You actually have a model, brief model in terms of where each room would sit in. So that's an estimate. And then it could also be a view or an opinion based on your own instincts or it's very subjective sometimes. It's not really objective. So in that context, what I would say is that in the development of a particular digital product or any mobile application or enterprise software system, we would need a kind of a roadmap. It actually gives you the handles, the tools and the measures and the information that you would need to actually lay the roadmap for building that particular product. And so that is very definition of what I think is a good estimation. So it should help us to come up with a plan, with a roadmap in terms of how we're going to approach the development of a particular platform, application, system, or a project. So in the context of a definition, for example, you can actually say that for an IT team, it is a quantified evaluation of the efforts in terms of the number of person days, person months, or person hours that is required for performing a particular task. It could be as simple as building a database, or it could be as complex as actually building a huge digital platform. A e-commerce website, for example, could be the final outcome of this particular exercise. So it really depends on whether you are actually estimating for a specific task, where, like, for example, adding a new table in a database, or it could be for building a huge platform, which could take years to complete. So it really depends. And that's where we need to have an estimate in terms of how big or how small that one is. And as we mentioned, it's important that you understand the relative aspect of the size, the effort, the duration, and the cost. All of these are important. So we'll have a look at each of them in greater detail now. So when we talk about estimation, you understood what it is in the normal context as well as in the IT development. But for actually going ahead with the estimation exercise, you need to understand the value, the real value that is offered by an estimation exercise. So it is actually a journey from a very hazy, from a picture which is actually not really giving a good idea to you, to a much clearer, much sharper picture about something. It could be as simple as getting something out of a particular software application, or you could actually try and talk in terms of building a mobile app for a foreign language interpretation, something like a Duolingo. For anything in this world, you would need the first question, even before you start working on that, the first question people would ask is, give me an estimate, give me a rough idea, how much it would cost, how much it would take, what time it would take, and then how many resources, soft and hard resources, how many people, how many software applications, how many servers that you need to be able to complete that.